Hi guys, PJ here with the PC release version of Forza Horizon 5, the game that is basically rocking the PC media. It's a very well optimized game. It's a beautiful looking game. It's got a lot of features that you can twiddle around with on it, and it still looks great even when downscaled. So let's sort of dig into this and have a quick look at the minimum and recommended specs first. I mean, this game has to run on an original Xbox One, so the minimum requirements are pretty damn good for PC. We've got a Ryzen 3 1200 or Intel 5 460 there, which is pretty low spec CPU, that's easy enough, 8GB of RAM, GTX1650. Now technically that's a 3.5GB card, the other half gigabyte to make it 4GB is very, very slow memory, not really usable. So again, that pretty low. This is 1080p by the way. We've got 110GB of hard drive space, so it's quite a beefy game. It does take up quite a lot of storage. Even your recommendeds though, we have a Ryzen 5 1500X, 16GB of RAM and a GTX 1070 or equivalent. Now that's not too bad when you think this game does look absolutely beautiful and runs very, very nicely, very, very smooth. So let's have a look now how the laptop or desktop in question runs this game. Now we're going to run this on a GTX1650, which is a 4GB VRAM card, and we're going to couple this to a 4600H 6-core 12-thread CPU with 8GB of RAM. Let me start by saying you're actually going to be pleasantly surprised. I found this game very, very easy to run on that sort of system, and I'm sure it would scale down much further than that if required to. So let's run some on-screen overlays of what is a very popular game. Yeah, 8 million players, and that's in 5 days from its official release date, so this game is absolutely bursting. Right, let's get on to the specs then guys, see how it performs. The game luckily features an in-game benchmarking tool, which is very, very good, and at the end of a run gives you a heck of a lot of statistics to look at. But I've also run MSI overlay as well, so we can see the sort of GPU usage. Not easy because I can only display this in each corner of the game, and as you can see in each corner of the game on this particular one, there's HUD. You can turn the HUD off, but you can't turn the HUD off for the benchmark, so yeah, a bit of a problem. But hey, we have on the current settings, which I will show you at the end of this benchmark, 96 to 98% GPU usage, so we are maxing out the GTX 1650 here at that. Now this is a 4GB GPU. And then we have memory, well, it's using under 3GB, so it's not very intensive at these settings, not too bad. We've got some spare, GPU memory. CPU, well, it's really light. We got 40 to 50% all the way through this run. So if you're running a multi-core CPU, hopefully with 6 threads or higher, 6 cores or higher, you should do very, very well in this game. RAM, yeah, it's using most of the available RAM. I mean, it does go up to about 7.5GB at time. As for frame rate, I've got this unlocked. As you can see, it's staying around or over 60 FPS nearly all the time. Now the basic consoles, the basic Xbox One, there is a 30 FPS mode on this game, so we're doing pretty well on this GTX 1650. We're getting, like I say, over 60 FPS. Let's have a look at the settings used for this benchmark run. The suggested preset by the game itself was medium across the board, so we left it on medium. We've got ultra quality though on the resolution scaling. Now you can turn that off completely, but it does help keep your FPS nice and high. It basically just adjusts on the fly the resolution, so you can keep the FPS above 60 if you want to. Try turning that on and off to see what you think on your own system. VSync obviously we've left off to get a decent FPS readout. And then we've got other things like full screen, motion blur, anisotropic filtering. Most are on medium, and you've got the odd high in there as well, such as shadow quality, which is quite surprising. Environmental texture quality at medium, geometry quality there also at medium, and it actually tells you video memory there. You've got 2.39GB used, up to 3.29GB at times. System memory, it tells you we use nearly all of the 8GB the system has available. Coming down a bit further, we've got your various FXAAs, etc., showing you there what they're on. Now the ones that are going to drop your FPS really hard on this one is shadow qualities and also texture detail quality. So your texture qualities, so if you're struggling on VRAM or you're struggling on your FPS, try and knock down your shadows, your reflections, and maybe your texture quality to gain some VRAM back again. So overall, I feel the game runs really well on this sort of spec system. It's not taxing, it's not hard to run. I've not had any crashes on this particular system. I will mention though, I have had a couple of crashes on an RTX 2060 equipped system, a desktop system, but that was on that system. On this particular one, no problems at all, so that might be something independent to that system. The console versions, yeah, they crash as well occasionally, not very often, but you know, overall okay. The game is on Game Pass, so you can download it for free, subscribe to it, you don't have to pay for it or anything like that. It's also on Steam should you wish, and I highly recommend you do give this game a go. It's well worthwhile. That about wraps it up for me. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.